Why do people eat their boogers? Unveiling the unthinkable. Welcome back to Mind Body Balance 459. In today's episode, we delve into a topic that's as unsettling as it is mystifying. Why do some people eat their boogers? The very thought of plucking something from your nose and popping it into your mouth can make your stomach churn. Yet for some, this is more than just a childhood memory. It's a lingering habit. I vividly recall a moment from my grade school days. A boy caught in the act of consuming a booger during class. The ridicule was swift and merciless. Even then, I wondered, why would he do that? Doesn't he know what a booger is? The memory was both grotesque.
Excuse please, but why do they call you Booger?
There I was, stopped at a city traffic light, when I glanced over at the driver next to me. An older man, unabashed, was intently digging in his nostril. Seconds later, he examined his find and then casually ate it. The sight was shockingly stark against the mundane backdrop of a traffic stop. The practice of eating boogers, or mucophagy, may be a source of revulsion for many, but it remains a surprisingly common behavior from the sandbox to the boardroom. Though rarely a topic of polite conversation, it's a phenomenon that transcends age and decorum, compelling us to wonder, why does this peculiar habit persist among both children and adults? Let's explore this bizarre aspect of human behavior together. Some reasons for eating boogers. Taste. It may seem surprising, but the salty taste of boogers can actually be appealing to some people. This preference can be partially explained by basic human biology. Humans are naturally drawn to salt because of its essential role in physiological processes. In the context of evolution, craving salt is an adaptive trait that helps ensure survival due to its importance in maintaining cellular function and blood pressure. In children, this natural inclination towards salty taste can manifest in unexpected ways, such as eating boogers. Moreover, because young children are still developing their taste preferences and dietary habits, they might find the saltiness of boogers satisfying when they first encounter the taste, leading to reinforcement of the behavior. Curiosity and exploration. Children are innately curious, using their senses to interact with their environment to learn and grow. This exploratory behavior is a crucial aspect of cognitive development. By engaging with the world around them, children learn to process and react to various stimuli. Eating boogers can be seen as part of this sensory exploration. When a child discovers something new, like the texture or taste of boogers, they are conducting a personal experiment, gathering data on their body's responses and the properties of what they've found. This curiosity is not limited to infancy. It often extends into the preschool years, a period characterized by intense exploration of personal autonomy and bodily functions. This natural inclination towards exploration can make eating boogers a fascinating, if unsavory, discovery in the journey of self-awareness. Anxiety relief through repetitive behavior. For some, particularly those beyond early childhood, eating boogers may evolve into a method of anxiety relief. Psychologically, repetitive behaviors, also known as body-focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs, such as nose picking, hair twirling, or nail biting, can serve as coping mechanisms to regulate feelings of stress or anxiety. Engaging in these behaviors can provide a temporary sense of relief or a way to physically manifest internal tension. The act of picking at the nose and then eating boogers can have a soothing, albeit temporary, effect on the psyche by offering a distraction from stressful thoughts or environments.
They call me Booger.
Provides a brief escape for the nervous system from the fight or flight response associated with anxiety. Furthermore, the tactile sensation involved in nose picking can be grounding, helping individuals cope with disorientation or emotional distress. For adults, awareness. Many adults may not even realize they engage in this habit, especially if it started in childhood. Becoming conscious of when and why it happens, for example, during stress, boredom, or concentration, can be the first step in changing the behavior. Stress management. Since mucophagy can be a response to stress or anxiety, finding healthier ways to cope with stress can help. Techniques such as mindfulness, exercise, or engaging in hobbies can redirect the mind and reduce the impulse to pick. Seek professional help. If the habit is deeply ingrained or linked to a compulsive behavior, consulting a psychologist might be beneficial. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and other behavioral strategies can be effective in addressing compulsive habits. hygiene, and health. Understanding the health risks associated with eating boogers can serve as a strong deterrent. Educate yourself about the infections and other nasal problems that can arise, and use this knowledge to motivate change. Health risks associated with eating boogers. While many continue the habit, believing it to be harmless, there are potential health risks associated with eating boogers. Punctured septum. Frequent and aggressive nose picking can damage the delicate tissues inside the nose, potentially leading to a punctured septum. Infected sinus. The nose is a breeding ground for bacteria. Introducing these bacteria into the body by eating boogers can lead to sinus infections, which in severe cases can erode nearby bones or spread to the brain. Staph infection. The nasal cavity is a common site for staph bacteria. Eating boogers might increase the risk of developing staph infections, which can lead to abscesses or more severe systemic infections. The immune system argument. A popular theory suggests that eating boogers helps boost the immune system. The idea is that ingesting the mucus, which may contain trapped pathogens, might help the body build up defenses against these invaders. However, the scientific community remains divided on this, with many experts cautioning against the practice due to the associated health risks. Discouraging the habit. For parents looking to discourage this habit in children, education teaching children about the function of the nose and mucus can help demystify what boogers are. Explain in simple terms how the nose helps filter out dirt and germs to keep our bodies healthy, and why it's important to keep these out of our mouths. Model good behavior. Children often mimic the behavior of adults. By using a tissue yourself and washing your hands regularly, you can set a positive example for children to follow. Positive reinforcement. Instead of scolding children for picking their noses, praise them when they use a tissue or wash their hands after blowing their nose. Rewards such as stickers or a little extra story time can motivate them to change their habits. Create barriers. For those who pick their noses unconsciously, especially during sleep, consider using mittens or bandages on the fingers at night to prevent the behavior until they can break the habit. Psychological implications of eating something considered disgusting. The concept of disgust is culturally and individually variable, but typically includes a common biological foundation aimed at protecting us from potential harm. Eating something generally regarded as disgusting, such as boogers, contradicts these protective instincts, which makes the behavior particularly puzzling from a psychological standpoint. However, in cases where individuals consume boogers, the behavior might override the disgust response due to various factors, such as the aforementioned taste preference, curiosity, or anxiety relief.
I have a booger eating habit.
This override can be particularly prominent in individuals who have not fully developed or who have an altered sense of disgust, which can often be seen in younger children who have not yet learned societal norms around disgust, or in certain psychological conditions where typical disgust responses are diminished.
Like my booger eating?
A booger. Booger, what's happening? How you doing, man?
Understanding these underlying reasons for eating boogers provides a more compassionate and comprehensive view of this behavior. It highlights the complexity of human actions and the various factors that can influence what many would consider abnormal behavior. This understanding is crucial in addressing the behavior effectively, whether in oneself or in helping others, especially children, to overcome it. While some might dismiss eating boogers as a harmless quirk, it's important to consider both the psychological reasons behind the behavior and its potential health risks. Encouraging better hygiene practices and understanding the underlying causes can help manage or eliminate this habit. Remember, this discussion is for informational purposes only. If you have concerns about this behavior, especially if it's persistent or accompanied by other health issues, consult a healthcare professional. Thank you for watching.